Wellington has the Rugby Sevens, Auckland has the NRL Nines. Every Waitangi weekend, the New Zealand Speedway community comes together at the Robinson Holden International Speedway at Arena Manawatu in Palmerston North for the ENZED Superstock Team Champs. 12 Superstock teams throughout New Zealand and overseas put their cars, their bodies on the line to become the Superstock Team Champions. Welcome to the 2014 NZ Superstock teams. The stadium is jammed-packed with over 14,000 fans to cheer on their local teams. Over the years, the Superstock teams has been the number one event to attend and has a party atmosphere with fans dressed to support their favourite teams. First up are the experienced Bay Park Busters versus the Stratford Scrappers. The Stratford Scrappers went to an early advantage in the race when Paul Johnson rolled the fast-moving David Ellsworth, but the ex-Rotorua Rebel teammates of Kyle Fraser and Ross Ashby used their experience to hold off the Scrappers. Kyle Fraser was first followed by the three Stratford Scrappers of Paul Johnson, Wayne Moss and Carl Shearer, and Ross Ashby was the final point scorer for the Busters. Bay Park got 110 points and Stratford 85 points. The next race featured the new-look Great Britain Lions against the Nelson Tigers. 84N Shane Howard went to the lead early in the race. The Lions failed to tag Howard until near the end of the race, and Shane Howard managed to cross the line a few seconds in front of the fast-charging Tom Harris. With Shane Howard and Tom Harris first and second, the last three remaining spots in the points went to Dale Avers, Blair Cunningham and Daz Kitson. Nelson Tigers got 145 points, Great Britain Lions on 50 points. Next up sees the runner-up to last year's championship, the Manawatu Mustangs against the Christchurch Glen Eagles. Jordan Dare and Adam Joblin went to the front early in the race for the Mustangs. Then Sean Pearson teamed up with Trevor Mason for the Glen Eagles to put Jordan Dare up on the wall. But Jordan managed to get off the wall and come home in second place behind 63p Adam Joblin. All the Manawatu Mustangs featured in the points, with only one Canterbury Glen Eagles receiving points in fourth position. The Manawatu Mustangs finished 175 points and the Canterbury Glen Eagles 20 points. The next race featured the highly experienced Palmerston North Panthers against the Wellington Wildcats. The race featured the highly talked about debut of the Red Waka Vendetta in teams racing. The Red Waka was clinically put on its side in the first corner of the first lap by Scott Myers. The 1NZ driver, Shane Penn, put a huge hit on Ron Tye, which put the Wildcats 2 cars down and the Palmerston North Panthers cruised to victory. Even though the Wellington Wildcats lost, they still managed to get the last 2 remaining cars home in third and fourth place. Palmerston North Panthers finished the race on 150 points, while the Wellington Wildcats finished on 45. The next race on the track was the Auckland All-Stars against the Stratford Scrappers. The race was very brutal, which saw a huge hit by Bryce Marks on Stratford's Gary Johnson. But the hit ripped the bodywork off the All-Stars car as well as damaging the roll cage. It was a win for the All-Stars with 6A Carl Hodge leading from start to finish, while in second place was Paul Johnson for Stratford, finishing the race with only 3 wins. The finishing order saw a 3-2 split in the points. In third was Scott Tennant, with Bryce Marks finishing in fourth, and the final driver to make points was Tony Zealander for Stratford. The next race saw the Great Britain Lions against a confident Rotorua Rebels. There was a few brutal laps which saw Tom Harris from the Lions take out the race leader from Rotorua, Lance Ashton. Then Ashton drove up and over the bonnet of Daz Kitson from the Lions, and by the end of the race, the only Rotorua driver on track was Lance Aldridge, so the Great Britain Lions took the win. This was one of the big upsets on the first night of the NZ Superstock Team Champs. The first 2 cars home was Neil Scothern and Richard Hart for the Lions, and in third place was the only Rotorua driver left on the track, followed by the last 2 Great Britain Lions cars. This meant the Great Britain's Lions ended up with 170 points to Rotorua Rebels 25. The next race featured the Wanganui Warriors against the Canterbury Glen Eagles, who wanted to redeem themselves after being beaten by the Manawatu Mustangs. The Warriors went on attack early, walling Trevor Mason, then Kerry Pajesti in the tank, walling Brad Roseville. The Wanganui Warriors did not realise that Sean Pearson from the Eagles was out in front, and he coasted home to victory. The final result saw 3 Wanganui Warrior drivers finishing 2nd, 3rd and 4th, while Trevor Mason for the Canterbury Glen Eagles came home in 5th. The win was a narrow points margin, with Canterbury Glen Eagles on 110 points, while the Wanganui Warriors 85 points. In the next race, Wayne Hemi put the Red Walker Vendetta out in front against the Hawke's Bay Hawkeyes. But it didn't last long when he hit the back of 33B Steve Jude, which caused the Vendetta to grind to a halt. Adam Groom and Murray Long went out in front, while Ron Ty for the Wildcats negotiated the danger man from the Hawkeyes, Mike McLaughlin. Adam Groom for the Hawkeyes crossed the line in first. It was the same result as the last race. 2 cars for the Hawkeyes finishing in 1st and 5th, while the Wildcat drivers finished 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Another close points race meant that Hawke's Bay Hawkeyes were on 110 points, while the Wellington Wildcats were on 85. The final race of Group A featured the Bay Park Busters and the Auckland All-Stars. Ross Ashby for the Busters rolled Carl Hodge for the All-Stars. The car landed back on its wheels. Gavin Tanafar went into block mode for the All-Stars, but it was wasted as there were no Auckland All-Stars chasing, which meant the Busters went on to a very convincing win and advanced into the second night as top point scorers for Group A. The final result showed 4 Bay Park Busters cars in the top 5 positions, while Carl Hodge, who was rolled, managed to still get home in 3rd place. So in Group A, the Bay Park Busters is the first team to advance to the major semi-final with 270 points, while the Auckland All-Stars, who managed to get 170 points, are in the minor semi-final. The final race for Group B saw the 2 losers of the previous races facing each other, the Rotorua Rebels and the Nelson Tigers. The Rotorua Rebels went to the front with Lance Aldridge and Bryce Steiner. Graham McRobbie went into block mode for the Rebels, hindering the Tigers at every turn. Shane Howard rolled Graham McRobbie late in the race, but the Tigers were beaten over the line by Bryce Steiner, causing one of the many upsets on the first night at the ENZED Superstock Teams Champs. Only 4 cars finished race 2 from each team, but the Rotorua Rebels managed 1st and 3rd, while the Nelson Tigers were 2nd and 4th. Even though the Nelson Tigers lost the final race, they were still able to score enough to qualify for the minor semi-finals with 205 points. Top point scorers for Group B is the Great Britain Lions on 220 points, so only 15 points separated 1st and 2nd. The final race in Group C featured the Wanganui Warriors and the Manawatu Mustangs. They went into the race with a big point advantage. William Humphreys went to the front at the start, which didn't last long due to close battles, which caused Humphrey being walled and Jordan Dare being tipped over, while the Warriors lost a car as well. In front was Adam Joblin, who was the sole Mustang. Near the end of the race, 2 Warriors against a single Mustang. Kyle Hebner also managed to stop Adam Joblin, and a battered Devon Humphreys crawled around the last lap to take the win by the narrowest of margins. The final results of this were that only 1 single car crossed the finish line, and that was Devon Humphreys for the Wanganui Warriors. In the final race, the Manawatu Mustangs scored 0 points, which put the Wanganui Warriors on 185 points, so advancing them into the major semi-final where they will meet the Great Britain Lions. The Manawatu Mustangs were only 10 points behind the Wanganui Warriors on 175 points, so they qualify for the minor semi-finals. On to the final race of the night, the defending champions, the Palmerston North Panthers versus the Hawke's Bay Hawkeyes. 1NZ Shane Penn went to the front, followed by Hohiz, who replaced his father in the Panthers. It was not long until Reagan O'Brien went into the block mode for the Hawkeyes, which saw Murray Long hit the front. The Panthers went down to 2 cars when Scott Myers was disqualified, while Scott Joblin was disqualified early on in the race. The Panthers tried to close the gap, but Murray Long crossed the finish line first for the Hawkeyes, which meant the defending champions are unable to defend their title. Coming home in 2nd and 3rd were Hohiz and Shane Penn for the Panthers, while the last 2 spots went to the Hawke's Bay Hawkeyes. The final point scores for the Group D means the Hawke's Bay Hawkeyes topped the group on 240 points, and they faced the Bay Park Busters in the first major semi-final. The Panthers managed to get 215 points, which mean they qualify for the minor semi-final. A big night of action which resulted in a number of huge upsets. After the break, we return with the second night of the NZ Superstock Teams Champs and the first minor semi-final, the Auckland All-Stars versus the Palmerston North Panthers.
Watching Bernard Teal, Jamie Ferguson for Auckland sitting it out. So too is Scotty Jobra and Kaboom. And let's go racing. And straight away, zoom at Shane Penn. Back-to-back national champion who takes the lead. And already a little right out to the fence for Peter Benson. So we have Shane Penn leading. There we go. The big shove into the wall down there. Gavin Taniwha on his home track getting treatment from his fellow regular drivers.
Yeah, Asher Rees got him down there and he's dealt with him, but Gavin's actually got away with it. Penn, your race leader, down into turn number 3, chased by Hodge.
So Shane Penn had a screamer last night trying to chase down Murray Long. Another couple of laps, it didn't happen. So down here in pit bend, we've got the man waiting, Gavin Taniwha, and the race leader, Shane Penn, coming up behind him. Penn goes on attack mode straight away. Look at the speed that he's carrying, working away, spins Taniwha around the outside. Beautiful stuff, Shane Penn.
Bankston took a shot at Marks, has another go at him, nearly reverses him, and gets Asher Rees missed the shot. Marks is parked up against the concrete underneath the grandstand.
So they've got to go maximum points because they want to get through. The best shot the Panthers have is third. They cannot win it. So Scotty Myers on the outside, and well, this is the Panthers that we know. So it's Shane Penn, and then he'd be followed through by Carl Hodgmore, Scotty Myers, Asher Rees, Peter Benson. We go back to Bryce Marks, Tennant and Taniwha.
Double team there from Asher Rees and Peter Bankston on the 7 of Scotty Tennant, who's waiting for the leader. So is Bryce Marks.
Yeah, Bryce Marks in pit bend, and look at this Scotty Myers around the outside. I'll let him go. Okay, the next one is the big hit. Asher Rees in the tank, spins him out. So Penn, Hodge, Myers, Rees, Benson. Hodge spoiling the party for the Panthers at the moment.
Rees down, not Rees, Myers down on the infield, a clash there with the 7 of Tennant, so he comes back out on track, but there's 3 of the Panthers running together as blocks. Bankston deals to the 5 of Taniwha down into turn number 3.
So this is teams racing, what it's all about. Getting a work over at the moment will be Gavin Taniwha. See, he's holding them up down here and working away on him. It'll be Peter Benson. And Rallon, the race leader, over! And they're trying to nail him up the wall. And they've got him and he's down again. Good race leader, he drops back on, he's on fire. It'll be fuel, he cranks it up and he's gone again. They all got excited up here in pit bend, but Shane Penn picks it up again, so is it Hodge who's got the lead?
I would say so.
And it is Hodge who's got the lead. 6 from Auckland is the race leader, and there's signs going everywhere, and he's got a tail gunner there at the moment. They've done 8 of the 12 laps.
He's got damage to the right front. Hodge is struggling down there in 3 and 4.
Yeah, so they've got to lay and wait for him. Round he comes, the race leader. This could be a boil over. So that 100-pointer is so critical. 6 is your race leader. Carl Hodge from Auckland, who win last night. And where are the Panthers now that they are strewn all around the track? Shane Penn is 2nd, Asher Rees is 3rd, Scotty Myers is 4th, but they've got to stop 6A. Yeah, that is the critical thing.
Bankston's out in front of him now.
Okay, this is interesting. Turn 1, turn 2. Peter Benson, he's a master blocker, but he's running and gunning at the moment. He's got to wait for 6.
Rees! Asher Rees climbs up over the left front of Scott Tennant. Myers tries to finish him off. Bankston deals into the back of Marks. Taniwha's parked up here onto the entrance to the front straight.
One lap to go, and this could be, it's Carl Hodge at the moment. And look at the crowd, they're going ballistic, and he's got clear track ahead of him. So this could be not really expected. Round the bottom band, 6 is your race leader. Turn 4, this is the run for the money, the dash for cash, and it is! Auckland take it. The Jammers have stolen it. Wow, would you believe it?
Coming home in first place was Carl Hodge. In second, Shane Penn. In third place, Scott Myers. In the fourth place, Asher Rees. And rounding out the points in fifth place, Peter Bankston. So the Auckland All-Stars score 100 points compared to the Palmerston North Panthers on 95 points. This result meant the defending champions were bundled out. Let's join our commentary team with a call for the next race between the Manawatu Mustangs and the Nelson Tigers.
Drops the green flag and straight out of the box shoots the 64 car of Jordan Dare, the Red Waka 1.
Avers parked on the front straight. He wasn't letting that outside line go by. Big shot. It's in shot down in turn 3.
And here we go, and it's got all happening down here in turn number 1. She's a smash fest, and this is just the opening lap. Jack Myers is locked in down here by Dale Avis.
Jordan Dare got absolutely smashed by Shane Harwood, and they are both not moving. The cars 62. Are both stopped.
Dave Tarrant, the race leader, 62 for the Mustangs. Then we go to Jared Gray. Asher Reed, we have a red. Let's go racing. Time to get out of here, and straight away into attack goes Adam Joblin. Puts the big deal on Dale Avis.
Cunningham didn't get sent to the infield. He just got put back on the infield where he was on that red.
No, that's for the restart. So Dave Tarrant 60, Jared Gray 82 for Nelson, 62 Adam Joblin. Got Shane Harwood, Jordan Dare back in 5th at the moment, and down here in pit bend it looks like Jordan Dare waiting up on the wall. If they hung him up, can they keep him there? Jared Joblin.
Jared Gray on Joblin.
He could get down if they hooked over each other. That's going to be the problem.
Avers waiting for Jack Myers down here on the front straight.
So here they are, the two of them work your way trying to get apart. Tarrant 62, the race leader for the Mustangs.
Oh, Avers had it to the concrete. Right front corner, the 64 took the shot. Jordan Dare, he's back up and running.
Yeah, and look at the two of them down here working, trying to separate the...
Two tanks on the front straight, Cunningham versus Myers. Tarrant goes through.
And look at this down here in pit bend. This is the battle like you would not believe, trying to sell, and they got people in the stands trying to help them, guide them away. They're not allowed to do that. So we look on the leaderboard, Tarrant, Harwood, Jack Myers, then Jared Gray.
Tarrant's got about a third of a lap lead over Harwood. Avers and Jordan Dare still going at it.
Yeah, and there we go. They're firmly locked. Whoa, and there's the race leader. A bit of a nudge. He locks and he's going to back up the bus. Here comes Harwood. Here comes Harwood around the outside. There's the swing. Shane Harwood will take over the lead. My word, the pendulum swinging, it's gone ballistic. And the Ace Auto Dismantler's 12 lapper, the second semi-final tier 2, and Shane Harwood slowing them round.
Harwood's slowing.
Now, he won't be waiting for someone.
Well, he won't. I think I don't know that he realises he's in the lead.
Yeah, but he's the meat in a Mustang sandwich now, because here's Jack Myers. Here comes Dave Tarrant storming up behind him.
That's the battle for the lead.
Here we go, and Tarrant back in the lead round there. Great blocking, Jack Myers. He did it last year, so Dave Tarrant should be back in the lead as they come around out of turn number 4.
Jordan Dare doing the block job on the Cunningham tank. Tarrant leads again for the Mustangs. This race has changed leads twice over the last couple of laps.
And look down here, this is dancing with the cars. We've got Jared Gray, is it? They've locked horns with Adam Joblin.
Shane Harwood, Jack Myers up in behind Dale Avis. Avis has got the left rear brake rotor glowing red hot underneath the back of the car. Tarrant's just thinking about what he's going to do here.
Who's going to make the move? Who's going to make the move? Look at this little freight train sitting here.
Tarrant's just sitting behind them.
Yeah, and Jack Myers, is he going to dive down the inside? He's got the chance to break away. He's not, because Dave Tarrant, the race leader, is there.
Harwood gets away.
And you can't attack off the grass, remember that?
Jaw took a shot at Harwood. Dare took a shot. Is the 84 going to be the new race leader again?
So it should be, Tarrant should hold on. I would imagine he does. So still Dave Tarrant 62, Shane Harwood at 84. Round the up, they got this big chicane blocking turns 1 and 2 as they still work away.
Avers on Tarrant, slams into him on the back straight, onto the grass they both go.
Yeah, now who's going to be separated, so they're going to get back on the track. Where's Harwood?
Harwood's down underneath the start-finish straight.
Yep, here he comes round pit bend.
Tarrant stopped on the infield.
Is ground to a halt. So here we go. Big moment here for Harwood. He's on the grass. Has a big nudge at Jordan Dare. Back on track. So the lead is going to change again. It's going to be Shane Harwood back in front for the Tigers. They complete lap number 10. They got 2 to go.
Yeah, there's not too many Mustangs left going, if any.
So they're lying and dying, the Mustangs, and there's a Jordan Dare not going again down in turn 3.
Jordan Deere, the only one left running at the moment.
So what can he do? And he's away down, Jordan Deere, he's down on laps big time. So he's at the mercy of the Tigers.
Avis parks him down on the white flag.
And Shane Harwood around the outside, so it's going to be Nelson. They're going to take a huge number of points out of here, which is what they want. So Shane Harwood, Dave Tarrant, they swap the lead backwards and forwards. It only matters when you cross the line, and it's going to be Shane Harwood for the Tigers. He gets the maximum 100.
Dave Tarrant is second, Blair Cunningham in third, Dale Avers in fourth, and rounding out the points, Jordan Deere in fifth. While Nelson Tigers scored the win, the number 2 Mustangs put in a protest because Shane Harwood passed Dave Tarrant with part of his car over the pole line. So Shane was relegated to second place, which meant the Mustangs got 110 points and the Nelson Tigers 85 points. After the break, it's time for the major semi-finals between the Bay Park Busters versus the Hawke's Bay Hohiz. Then the Great Britain Lions meet the Wanganui Warriors.
So here we go, away goes the pace chute, Bernard Teal. Are you ready? We are ready, City, go! And straight away the jump side on goes the 32 of Regan O'Brien and the number 13 David Ellsworth. O'Brien round here.
O'Brien just turned right straight in front of Wooten.
So he said, well, if he's the danger man, we'll hold him in here. So, but he's out now. They back down onto the grass. The race leader coming up. Here he is, 13 over the line, David Ellsworth. He threads the needle down here through turns 1 and 2. He's got a country kilometre, Steve Jude for the Bay. He's the only other car so far to complete the first lap. Over the line, Cole Fraser. Then we've got Muzzle Long. He'll be next through. So Mount Wanganui, the Busters, first and third at the moment. Steve Jude in second, Murray Long in fourth.
Wooten took the shot at him and then gets collected by O'Brien, who got smashed by Horse Ashby.
So a lot of wink, wink, nudge, nudge going on down here. They've got to get back on the track. Remember, you can't attack off the grass. Race leader, David Ellsworth. Oh, he's got a big moment here because he's come in behind. It'll be Mike McLaughlin.
Here comes Horse. They're 2 block cars for the Busters, Horse Ashby and Kyle Fraser.
And they got room around the outside, isn't it? You can't be all. They have a wee look at the at them and he almost walls him, so he gets a bit of a help from a friend.
Ashby got into O'Brien, stuck him up in the concrete. Ellsworth down on the grass. So Mike Mack took him to the infield.
So Steve Jude, though, the new race leader, Ellsworth's been slowed. So Steve Jude takes over the lead for the Bay from David Ellsworth, Cole Fraser. Then we go back to Murray Long. So racing Steve Jude, 33 for the Bay, the race leader around pit bend, and he's got a lot of clear track. And his tail gunner settling in will be Regan O'Brien. So around the outside, he's putting the acid on, it'll be Ross Ashby.
Yeah,
and on the grass they go. So here's the race leader over the start finish. 6. Half the race is gone.
Just over the length of the straight advantage for Steve Jude. So one of the Busters needs to park up. Ashby might be the man to do it. Needs to pick up Stevie Jude here down through 3 and 4.
Yeah, and he's got, as he comes down, Steve Jude, he's got the 2 orange cars ahead of him. And he needs a bit of support, and it looks like he's got it.
Yeah, Murray Long's picked him up. Murray Long's picked him up as a block car.
Yeah, so here we go. The race leader is the second of the black cars in front of the grandstand, and look at that. Beautiful work by Murray Long. They slip around the outside. That's giving them a lot of clear track. This is lap number 8. They'll have 4 to go.
Regan O'Brien playing a block on Ellsworth, further delaying the Busters in second. It's about a half a lap difference.
So Steve Jude, that's 8 laps have gone. And look at there's the 2 Busters cars down the bottom end, lying in wait down here, waiting for someone to come around. Is Ross Ashby, but he's a full half lap behind Steve Jude. Right, they're a lap up. Lap number 9.
The Hawkeyes are a lap up. Ellsworth's just gone down a lap if he was still in second. So Fraser's really got to get the gas on here.
And they're in the good position for Steve Jude. He's got a teammate ahead of him, and he's got one as a tail gunner. And that's exactly what he wants. So here we go, out of turn 4. Another big moment.
Regan O'Brien's been outstanding here. Into the back of it.
Whoa, and he goes around, so now it's up the race leader, Steve Jude. He's going to get a little bit of help from a friend, and they flick around. Oh, and he's got T-Bone, he gets spun up. So Steve Jude is spun up. So Ellsworth, who's going to get going first? As around they go, it's going to be Steve Jude, and he's got David Ellsworth right behind him. So the pendulum swings one way and then the other.
Does Kyle Fraser take over the lead?
Should be the new leader in the 12W car as they come up over the line. Kyle Fraser. So the Busters go in front.
Yep, Murray Long waiting on the back straight though. Ellsworth needs to go by Fraser here to play block.
So down there, turn 3, over to turn 4, Murray Long performed miracles last night. What can he do here now? They head towards the checker, they head for the points, they head for the final, and it's the Bay Park Busters.
Kyle Fraser wins it. Steve Jude will come home in second. David Ellsworth in third. Murray Long in fourth. Was 3 laps down, and only 4 cars finished the race. Next up is the team that has travelled the furthest, the Great Britain Lions versus the Wanganui Warriors.
That's right, they shoot and fill. We are set to go. 7 final 2.
12 laps it is. Will Britannia roll again as they rocket out of the blocks like Usain Bolt, and getting the jump on them is Kyle Hebner. Well, not much of a jump, is it? He's slowing the pace. They head towards the wall out of turn number 2, and Hebner, he's got the brakes on big time down here as they work away. Remember, you can't attack on the grass, you've got to come off, and it's going to be Kyle Hebner who comes out with the initial advantage.
You're going to see the side rail damage on the left side of the 03, Tom Harris, who just smashed through the middle of everyone. Go forward, car waiting down here on the back straight as Hebner goes by. Hart's going to try and pick him up.
Yeah, and we've got Mooney in second, Tom Harris is in third, the 03. Then we've got Scotland, Kerry Pajerski, Kitson, that's the way they go at the moment. But Wanganui 1-2, Kyle Hebner ahead of Dion Mooney, 14, ahead of 15, round pit band. Here we go, up into turn number 2, and they go into attack mode on Des Kitson.
Yeah, Hebner getting held up here, and here's the 04, Richard Hart.
3 foot, the whole car, 3 foot in the air above the ground.
And Dion Mooney, I think he's taken over the lead. He'll be the new race leader. They come around the end of lap number 3. Mooney over the line.
Kitson did the block job on the 14 of Hebner.
And grinding to a whole pit bend. Looks like Bevan Humphrey going nowhere at the moment. He's parked up between turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, left rear down on that car, but he's got bigger issues. Look at the left side damage to the 03 of Tom Harris.
Yeah, so Mooney leads from Scotland. Then we've got Hebner, Pajerski. We've got the red. We have the red.
They're going to move the 18K. That's a dangerous place to be. They're underway. Semi-final number 2.
Dion Mooney, your race leader, down the back straight through 3 and 4 for the Wanganui Warriors.
And Scotland in second place, the 00 car, 14 Kyle Hebner, 16 Kerry Pajerski. So Scotland is a meat in a very, very thick Warriors sandwich at the moment.
Kitson goes around.
And he's got a punctured right rear tyre. Scotland is struggling, a punctured right rear tyre. So it's like he's fresh meat. So he's a real walking wounded at the moment.
Another lap for Dion Mooney for the Warriors Reds.
03. Tom Harris goes into attack mode. We're going to red again.
Sweet go green.
That's your race leader, Dion Mooney. My word, he's got a lot of protection out there. We've got one British car, so the Britannia Dream. And he's limping around. He's given everything he can do. Neil Scotland.
Yeah, he's
and they're going to lay and wait for him. This is cruel. It's like leading a lamb to a slaughter.
Well, geez, who's waiting for him? Kerry Pajerski.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to feel for him because I wouldn't want to try and pick up Kerry Pajerski.
No, now is he just going to go? I think I'll trundle around behind him.
Well, the leader's going to get
slowing right down. So Mooney, that means he's going to put another lap on Scotland without. But he's going to be, and Mooney gets a team. Scotland, you've got to give him full marks, isn't he? He said, I'm going to go down firing all guns a-blazing. Oh, and Mooney is up against the wall. Down the bottom end, is he grinding to a halt, Dion Mooney? No, he picks it up again.
I think it's knocked the front beam out. Something's definitely not right with the right front. He's got problems,
because Mooney now, he is steering. Here he goes into the wall. The steering, the right front is gone completely.
How many laps?
And they've done 9. They got 12 lapper, so Mooney, the race leader, he's one ahead of Hebner.
He should be all right. He should be all right if he can get to the end, but then Hebner can keep going as well.
Yeah, and now he's banging the wall again down the bottom end. The drama, we had it with Wanganui last night. We've got it again. So Scotland, look at him. He's just limping around, and he has a crack at the race. He's putting him up on the wall.
Hebner goes through. Double zero.
Yeah, we got the fireworks out there at the moment. Come on, stop pushing him. This is ridiculous.
It wasn't awful. I think the officials could spot it.
It all erupted down there, literally. I think you can put your money on the Warriors to make the final, and that should be an absolute beauty because they'll be up against Bay Park.
Here are some torn up race cars here on the infield.
So 10 laps gone, of 12 they'll have 1 to go.
White flag.
And it's really a flag of surrender, isn't it? Big time.
Well, they got
Dion Mooney. We've got Kerry Pajerski, although he's only done 8 laps if he gets round to it.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
I don't think Dion's going to go any further. He's parked up in the concrete.
Yeah, so Kyle Hebner heading towards the checker.
The Warrior fans will be delirious that they are in the final against the Bay Park Busters. Kyle Hebner and Kerry Pajerski were the only 2 finishers, so it was 140 to zip. After the break, it'll be the first cross the line when the Auckland All-Stars meet the Great Britain's Lion for 5th and 6th, and then the Hawke's Bay Hawkeyes versus the Manawatu Mustangs for 3rd place on the podium.
Fifth and sixth runoff, about to go.
Oh, kaboom! The big fireworks lights up the sky, sprinting out Gavin Tanifar. This is his home track, and the Aucklanders said we're going to finish these splits off. And down here, the 0-4, he said, I'll go over the top. The Reese car, Neil Scotland, is driving it, and he's locked horns down here with Carl Hodge. And can he get going? He does, he gets away. Scotland, he's a very, very determined young man into the wall. The 0-2 car of Chris Boxop.
Jamie Ferguson took a shot at the 0-4 and come off second best with the 360 down there in 2.
Okay, so Boxop, he finds first gear. He's away again. So Gavin Tanifar, Boxop, down to the wall.
You should have heard the impact from the infield.
So round he goes, spins it around again. Gavin Tanifar, Scotty Tennant, Auckland 1-2. Then we've got Boxop, Kitson.
Boxop's got Ferguson around blocking the track over there in 3.
Yep. So down up here, 0-1. Kitson waiting in turn number 1. The race leader.
Harris is in the open.
Yeah, but see, big protection. That's clever driving from Carl Hodge.
Broken the right rear suspension in the 6 with Carl Hodge again, just like in that previous race for the All-Stars.
Yeah, so it's Tanifar Tennant. Then we go back to the 0-4, driven by Neil Scotland. Boxop is next. 0-1 Tom Harris.
Boxop shortened up Hodge now halfway down the back straight. It was a big hit, a bone cruncher. Scotty Tennant.
So the race leader, 7-8, Scotty Tennant. And this is all for 5th and 6th.
Tennant's actually parked up there. Harris blocked Tennant up towards the concrete. He comes out behind him now. Boxup's going to try and pick him up.
Well, we've got Gavin Tanifar back in the lead now from Tennant. So it's still 1-2. And he goes into attack mode, Gavin Tanifar. Just a big nudge down the bottom end. Turns the Brit around. So Gavin Tanifar, an import for Auckland. This is his regular home track here in Palmerston North.
Did a great job in that previous run in the semi.
And what can the Brits do? The Battle of Britain is game on.
Whoa! Harris missed the shot on Tennant.
Yep, so Gibson, nothing happened down there. This is all like it's happening in slow motion at the moment. Okay, what can happen with Boxop?
So this is first across the line?
If it's all that matters, first home, anything after that is irrelevant. So 5A, Gavin Taniwha, 7A, Scotty Tennant, then we go back to the 0-4.
How tough does
Scotland.
How tough does Peter Rees build these tanks? Tom Harris in the 0-1 for this one.
Yeah, he slows down in turn one again. He's not going to do something.
Neil Scullin in the 0-4, getting pinned up there by the 6 of Hodge. I've been really impressed with Hodge this weekend.
Yeah, Tennant, here he is coming up on the back of Tom Harris. Down into turn 3, but he goes round the outside. Down here in pit bend, is it Carl Hodge?
Another lap down for Taniwha. Yeah, he's got a blockman, Jamie Ferguson with him.
There goes the race leader.
Straight for the race, out they go.
One up on the wall, down off the wall, but Gavin Taniwha leads. He's done 10, he's got 2 to go.
Breaks
Make that 1 to go next time round for Auckland.
Breaks up, nearly got Scotty Tennant.
One lap. And it's 5th place for Auckland at the moment. Gavin Taniwha leading Scotty Tennant, and we go back with a 0-2 of Chris Boxop. Then we've got a 0-1 in the hands of Tom Harris. Can the Brits give it one last fling on the last lap? But chicken flag, not very far away. The white flag, let's get the swap over. And Auckland finished 5th in 2014. Gavin Taniwha, he takes the checker. That's all that matters. And it should be Scotty Tennant will follow him home. So,
Look at this though. Coming off turn 2, we got the 2 car on top of the 6 at the end of that race.
Gavin Taniwha for the Auckland All-Stars crosses the line for first place, which meant the Auckland All-Stars entered the competition in 5th place, with the Great Britain Lions finishing in 6th place. Let's join our commentary team with a call for the next race.
One's up, right under the start man.
Yeah, but it's William Humphries. He's got the jump on them. 3 NZ last year, Grand Prix winner. So it's winner takes all. Simple formula.
Murray Long's got Tarrant parked up about halfway up the wheel.
Sorry, Jamie, they're in down turn 3. Tanks are up on the car. The 62's off.
It's a push and shove. William Humphries, and he's ahead of Adam Groom. Groom a winner last night. So here they come. This is where there's pretty lot of traffic down there in turns 3 and 4. Humphries will lead them through from Groom, and he's going to come up. He's going to have a bit of protection here with Jack Myers. So round they go. We've got that Hawke's Bay car being kept very, look at Myers, straight into attack. Let's put him in the wall. And is that the race leader's gone round? It is.
He got the tail end
William
of it.
Humphries, he just got caught up there. So Groom will be the new race leader for Hawke's Bay, the 30, there he is over the line, 35B, the new race leader.
Adam Joblin's flying. He's got the left rear wheel rubbing on the wheel guard.
And they put him in the wall.
A 62 second and half.
Jude just smashed Tarrant into the wall. Joblin took the shot.
And Groom here, he just said that he's put her into cruise control.
Hawkeye's in control right now. At the moment, they are in control.
They're more than half there. They're half a lap in front of William Humphries. Then we go to Steve Judas, 3rd for the Bay.
It's 2 on 3.
Jack Myers.
It's 2 on 3 though.
So 35 for the Bay. Round pit bend he goes 12 laps, remember.
Joblin's back out on track, so's Mike Mack. Murray Long back up as well.
The 2 Mustangs hit each other down the bottom end.
Who was that? Tarrant and Joblin.
Yeah. Boom. Hello, mate.
Mike Mack playing the block jog on Tarrant. Groom goes through red.
We've got a red.
Yeah, this will be interesting.
Now,
is it for parts or is it official? Let's have a look.
Eventually the race leader stops. Here we go, where's the green? It's all about getting the sun. Away goes Adam Groom, this is the race leader. Round 2, here comes Jack Myers.
See if he can chase him down.
Yeah, so, and here are all the Mustangs behind Jack Myers.
Joblin sort of got tied up there with Murray Long and Stevie Jude.
Now the race leader, he might get some protection here.
Cars.
Here we go.
We're 36.
Oh, and a lot of smoke coming from Adam Joblin's car. Smashes around the outside.
Yeah, he got Long, turned him around high speed. Yeah, it's the left rear tyre rubbing on the wheel guard.
And a puncture for, it's Mike McLaughlin. He's punctured. Adam Joblin's cranking like the Rotorua, but catching groove is not going to be easy. They've done 8 laps of 12. They're on lap number 9.
No one's waiting for block for the Mustangs. No one is blocking at the moment, slowing and picking up. Over on the far side, Humphrey got into Mike Mack. Myers is going to finish him off, but no one's blocking the leader.
Okay, so here we go. We're starting to do some work down here. It's going to close them up. That's going to put Humphreys in contention.
Left rear's gone down. Now Terrence got Murray long. Groom goes around them, gets a bit of contact. Groom goes by. Terrence going to try and pick him up. Down into the pit turn. He's on the back bumper. He needs to hook the left rear and get it turned around.
Yeah, is he going to put him ahead?
Four rows down in the front. Here comes the Hawke's car. He comes in behind. Can he make the difference here?
This could be interesting.
White flag
to go.
White flag out.
White flag. White flag. Terrence in behind the leader Groom.
And here we go. This is the race leader. And
that was over the pole line too.
So William Humphreys, I think Humphreys might be a lap down.
Well, they need to try and get to Groom. Myers!
They leap over the top, leapfrog the run to the flag.
Groom gets turned around.
Right around they go. Over 65.
White flag. Groom's going to come.
Red light. Yep.
Just before the checkered flag.
Yeah, so they're going to have to back up the bus again.
Groom's got about 35 feet.
And no one in front of him.
No one in front of him. There's the flag.
That's 3rd and 4th. It was a bit of soft finish, wasn't it?
So Hawke's Bay comes in 3rd place and the Manawatu Mustangs finish in 4th. Let's catch up with Jamie McCarthy in the middle, who has the Hawke's Bay Hawkeyes manager, James Buckroll.
Another bruising encounter. James, congratulations to Hawkeyes. That was a bruiser.
There was a bruiser, and it's just so awesome that we actually got 3rd. You know, we've been racing really well. We've got some really good guys. We've got a lot of good sponsors. Thanks to all our sponsors, and especially all our fans. You guys have been great this weekend. It's just been awesome.
Coming up next, the hugely anticipated final, the Bay Park Busters versus the Wanganui Warriors.
Time, the grand final, winner takes all, and shooting out of the blocks will be David Ellsworth.
Ellsworth for the Bay Park Busters, chased by Hebner and Humphrey.
So it's all a power game now. 15. So it's the grand final. That makes it 3 more laps.
Dion Moody on the infield.
So that's a bit of blow for the Wanganui Warriors. So David Ellsworth, Kyle Hebner. Now, Humphrey, Kyle Fraser in 4th.
I think he's looked around and maybe rejoin over there before the start-finish line because he was over on the grass.
But I don't think he's got much steering.
And he's got to concede position. He just can't come out early. And there's the big attack down here. 11 on the infield, turning around. That's Kerry Remnant.
Scattering the fire.
Yeah. And he's doing it right.
Should be done.
Yeah, he's rejoining. That is the right way.
Ellsworth got the block going with Kerry Pajurski in front of him. Hashby's just ahead. Ellsworth trying to get into Pajurski. That releases the 18. Kyle Fraser gets released as well.
So the charge is on. This is only lap number 4. And look at this, the hits, they're going to be hard, they're going to be sure, and around goes Bevan Humphrey.
Force did the job, turned him around.
And he was the race leader. He'd taken over the lead, Humphrey. They're spinning out, so it should be Fraser back in front.
Big shot! Sister car's gone in and smashed the right rear. Fraser, two cars down.
So now the car's coming from Kerry Pajurski. Ellsworth, the race leader, Fraser. So what can Kerry Pajurski do? He's going to run them down. What do? They back out. They get mobile again. Ellsworth, Fraser, 13 from 12. 1-2 for Brownie's mob.
Yeah, and Ross Ashby's got the block, and they've got Kerry Remnant also in position. So Bay Park looking good. Pajurski's chasing him. So's Hebner down the other end of the track. Coming around is Humphrey into 1 and 2. Wanganui down by 1. Mooney on the infield in the 15B.
Well, the Wanganui tank spun 2 with a missed shot down in 3. Action down the south finish straight.
And there's no shortage of it. They've done 6 laps. It's 15, remember.
Hebner turns around Remnant. Humphrey's got Fraser tied up. Pajetsky on the other side of the track by himself. Now the leader's coming up. Ellsworth on Kerry Pajetsky with Horse Ashby, the blockman for the Busters.
Well, it just gets more dramatic, lap by lap. So Ellsworth, Fraser, Humphrey, Ashby, Pajetsky, and we've got the man lying in wait down here. It'll be Hebner.
Ashby into the side of Pajetsky. Gets him clear. Leader goes through for the Busters. The Busters looking strong here.
They won in 94, 2003, 2004. Is it going to be 10 years before the fat lady sings again?
Pajetsky lying in wait. He's got Ashby. The Humphrey into the back of Ashby. Over the other side, Ellsworth tries, he gets clear from Hebner with Kyle Fraser doing the blocks for the Busters. Ellsworth continues on in the leaders. Ashby got turned around.
Yeah, Ellsworth, Humphrey, Fraser, Ashby, Pajetsky. So it all lies for the Warriors. Bevan, Humphrey, they've done 8 laps.
Remnant
15.
Remnant's got major right rear suspension damage. Hebner again with the hit on Kyle Fraser.
13, the race leader.
Ellsworth into Pajetsky on the front straight. Tries to take him to the infield. He gets turned around. Ellsworth.
So and he's on the grass,
Comes back
and
out.
here comes the race.
Ashby's
No, he gets away in front. That's great blocking work.
Ashby's got Humphrey covered. So now Ellsworth's got Hebner. Hebner's been one of the stars in this race for the Warriors. Ellsworth goes by, slips down the inside of a couple. Another great block job from Kyle Fraser.
So now the chaser, here goes Pajetsky. Well, it's do or die, isn't it? And he gets spun round and they hook it up down there.
Kerry versus Kerry. Remnant won that one.
Yeah, so on lap number 12, they'll have 3 to go.
Humphrey into the back of Fraser.
And here comes Humphrey. Okay, what can we do to slow things up here?
Remnant's
They've done it, but they've got to slow the race leader, David Ellsworth, 13.
Pajetsky's picked it. Yep. He's slowing, but he's got Remnant playing block, but he is struggling with no right rear suspension.
No, wrong man, Pajetsky, wrong man. Yep.
Gets
Ellsworth.
Tactics.
This is clever driving from the Busters. Ellsworth, Humphrey, both done 12 laps.
Kyle Fraser,
half a lap apart.
Kyle Fraser and Ross Ashby.
That's 13. 13 has done 13. So David Ellsworth heading towards victory. He's got 2 to go.
Might get a red here. Left front off Kyle Fraser's machine. Left front off. Red.
We'll have the Wanganui car down in front of Grandstand. We'll be put together with a big bar hanging off the front of that car.
And there goes the loose wheel.
Pajetsky waiting. Here's Ellsworth coming around. He's got Ross Ashby going to look to play
flag. That's the flag that the Busters fans are waiting for. Less than 400 metres to go now. And look, they're quiet. They're not celebrating yet because the fat lady...
Ashby with the block on Pajetsky.
Interrupted. Because this is it, the run to the line, the run for the title. David Ellsworth, round turn 4, runs the flag. Bay Park Busters, the new champions.
When you look back at it, they won in 1994, 2003, back-to-back in 2004, and it's taken 10 years to win it again. The 2014 NZ Superstock Teams champs are the Bay Park Busters. In third place, the Hawke's Bay Hohiz featuring Reagan O'Brien, Mike McLaughlin, Adam Groom, Murray Long, Wayne Talbot as reserve, and manager James Buckrow. In second place, the Wanganui Warriors featuring Kyle Hebner, Dion Mooney, Kerry Pajetsky, Ian Barron, Bevan Humphrey, Darryl Taylor as reserve, and the manager, of course, Evan Mooney. In first place, and the 2014 NZ Superstock Teams champions are the Bay Park Busters, featuring Kerry Remnant, Kyle Fraser, David Ellsworth, Tony Wootton, Ross Ashby, Carl Ross as reserve, and manager Mark Decky. Let's join Malcolm Sainz one last time in the middle as he chats to the winning manager, Mark Decky.
This weekend we only found out 3 weeks ago that Rex Pollock got cancer. We came here to win it for him. And for all our supporters, we got sick and tired of people saying, when are the Busters coming back? Well, we're back!
That concludes the 2014 NZ Superstock Team Champs. Special thanks to Jamie Hall, Rob Palmer, Quade Gibson and Harwood Racing for the in-car footage. We'll be back with the coverage of the 2015 NZ Superstock Teams Champs in February.